welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making something a little bit different. I'm making aloo chutney and I'm making really nice peri peri chicken rice, and this isn't a recipe that I've followed. This is just me putting together a kind of combination of different things that I like, so I really hope you like it. Stay tuned and I'll show you the full recipe. So to get started for the aloo chutney, all you need is to boil potatoes, and I boiled them whole and then I cut them up and took the skin off. And what I done was pan roasted some coriander seeds, some cumin seeds, and if you want red chili flakes, just roast them lightly and then you put them into a blender and you just blend them into a fine powder, or you can use a pestle and mortar, whatever is easiest for you. And then I actually didn't have all the ingredients for this green chutney, which is like a green spicy sauce, and I just had to use what I had, which was a tiny bit of coriander, a small piece of garlic, one green chili flake, some dried herbs, which was not ideal. I had to put a tiny bit of water in to try and get it to blend. Normally you need mint, lots of fresh mint and coriander to make that chutney, but I had to make the best of what I had. So what to do is you start with the boiled and diced potatoes. I made one tray for my mum and dad and one for us in this white marble bowl. So I start off with a layer of potatoes, a bit of plain Greek yogurt, and the tinned, washed, drained chickpeas. Then add in lots of red onions for a really nice crunch. It's really nice. It's a mixture of all different textures and it's so nice. And this bowl is obviously for us, which is really spicy, so I put in some cut up green chilies, and this is the spice mix that I made blended up, so I've just topped that. Then you just garnish with some coriander and that green chutney we made earlier on. You add some of that. Then this is the part I haven't shown you guys. It's a imliki chutney, so tamarind. I've boiled that down and then I've removed the pulp, and then I've added in some sugar, chili powder, cumin powder, and then reduced it till it's a sticky sauce. And this is the magical thing that brings the whole dish together. And then I just, for garnish, added a little bit of more fresh yogurt. Now guys, this isn't the authentic, 100% authentic recipe. There is a recipe to make aloo chutney chaat, but I used the best ingredients that I had to get the same effect, because during the current coronavirus lockdown, you aren't able always to go out, and sometimes when we're going out we're not able to find everything that we're looking for. So these recipes are about making the best of what you have and still enjoying tasty homemade food. And later on that day, the weather was really nice and the kids were out playing. And while they were out playing with their daddy, I got on with the rest of the day's cooking. So before I do cooking, it's really weird. I like to clean the cooker, clean all the surfaces. I know it's probably better to do it afterwards, because when you're cooking you make a bit of a mess, but I like to do this. I lay the foil down, I clean all the cooker, lay fresh foil on, and the foil really protects the cooker from getting a lot of stains, and it means you can use the cooker a few times before you clean it. And I just like to start off the day's cooking doing that, and then wiping down the surfaces as well with some antibacterial spray. So to make the peri peri chicken rice, first I start by peeling one large red onion, and I'm just chopping it thinly and then dicing it down, just breaking it up as much as I can. And for this rice, as it's not a set recipe that I've followed, you can add in whatever vegetables you want. I chopped up one tomato, and I added in half a red pepper, half a yellow pepper, half a green pepper. So just chop that down really as fine as possible. And we want these, we don't want to cook these peppers too much, we want it to have a bit of a crunch. And the tomatoes and onion are for the kind of base of the rice. So I had one medium chicken, and it had quite big boneless pieces. My son loves boneless chicken, so what I did was cut the bigger boneless pieces into smaller pieces and then put that into a bowl. And then I just got a karhai or a wok, whatever you cook with. I actually didn't pick a big enough one. I really should have picked my biggest one to cook. So I've just coated the bottom of the pan with some olive oil, and I would say that's between 2 to 4 tablespoons of oil. I added in the onion, let it soften and saute a little bit. I've added in 1 tablespoon or teaspoon of white onion powder, and this is about 2 tablespoons of this is tomato and garlic puree, and some lemon juice and black pepper. As I've said in my comments below, this is just to touch up the spices I've already put in the marinade that I've made, which I'll show you next. So I've put in some paprika, salt, pepper. This step is optional. The peri peri marinade might be enough for you. You might not need to add any more, but I wanted it to have, not to be too plain. So I've added in some cumin powder and some cumin seeds. I've listed all this below. Now this is the magical elixir that's going in now. This is the peri peri marinade. You can see in the bottom right hand corner I've shown you all the ingredients that I put in to make this marinade, and all it is, you're chucking all these ingredients into a blender, blending it all using a stick blender if you don't have a blender, and this is the base to my peri peri rice. I use this to marinate chicken. You can use it as a dip. I've listed everything down below as well. So I've added this in bit by bit, and I'm just tasting it as I go. So I've added in like about 2 tablespoons of the marinade, and as I was tasting it I added in some more. Added in a bit more tomato puree, and I've added in the tomatoes at this stage. You can see in the bottom right hand corner all the ingredients, they just go in and then you whiz it up. It's as simple as that. You can even make this the night before if you wanted to make it. I mean, my mum found it really overwhelming because she'd be like, you're putting so many different things in. And at this stage, sorry, I've put in the peppers, and I'm just going to add in the chicken. We don't want the peppers to become overcooked. We want them to maintain some sort of a crunch. So that's why I'm adding them in at this stage. You could add them in a little bit later. I've added in all the chicken pieces at one time, and I'm covering it really, really well in the marinade. You can see here the pot that I've used is not big enough. I actually totally miscalculated that, but they still turned out really, really nice. So you have to give this maybe 10, 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes to cook this. So you want the chicken to be cooked, and the peppers don't matter that much. It's just I like to add the peppers in for the colour and for a little bit more of a texture. You can see here after about 20 minutes that was the chicken cooked, and the same mug that I used to measure the rice at the start, so I measured and soaked rice as I've listed below, same I used to measure the rice, and equal to that I've added the water into the pot, and 2 vegetable stock cubes as well, because I didn't have chicken. This is optional, but I just like to intensify the taste as much as I can. So we need this to boil. When it starts to boil, that's when we add in the soaked rice. And as you can see here, this pot is filling up, pot or pan, whatever you want to call it. It's filling up a lot. At this stage when I was boiling the water, it was actually boiling over. I was really annoyed because I just cleaned all the cooker. But that's just my fault, and this is the first time I've ever made it. So guys, you learn by your mistakes. So this is how you learn. So guys, what I did was put a towel in the lid, and when the water had reduced, I put a towel in the lid, and I cooked it on a really low heat for about 12 minutes. And you just let the towel absorb any excess moisture. You want all the moisture, all the stock to go into the rice to flavour the rice. And you can see here the end result. Look at the mashallah, beautiful rice. They're fluffy, they're tasty, they taste like peri peri. And this is the dish that I was serving it in, so I like to eat roasting hot, freshly cooked food. And as soon as I make it, that's when I get my husband and my son to come and eat, because that's just the best time to eat, when it's roasting hot. My son finds it hard to eat really hot food. Me and my husband love that. So what we did was added some of the rice into this dish to serve, and I garnished it with lemon slices. And when I actually put the stock in, I actually put a couple of pieces of lemon in as well. It's not required, but because it is lemon juice in the peri marinade, but I like to, as I said, intensify things, so I added in a little bit more. So you see, when I've put the rice into the dish, I added some lemon slices to garnish, and some either any dried herbs that you've got, some dried parsley, some dried mixed herbs or oregano, a little bit just for colour, because we eat with our eyes, guys, not only with our stomachs, we eat with our eyes. If something looks nice, that makes you want to eat it. I posted this video on my social media, and my friends really loved it. They were actually saying, hurry up, let's get that recipe on, get it made. It was just taking me a bit of time to edit the video, and because of my little daughter and my son, and obviously I've been working from home, other things have taken priority, so I'm trying my best to catch up with things as best I can, so apologies about that. But if you like what you see, guys, please hit that subscribe button and help me out. And any comments, any suggestions for other dishes that I should make, please leave me a little comment, leave me some love, hit the like button, I'd really appreciate that. As you can see, I'm garnishing. I can see now actually it's coriander leaf that I had and parsley, so these are the things that I used. Use whatever you can. This step again is optional, you don't have to do this, but I think it's nice to make things look nice. Guys, with this, you can obviously make your normal raita, your normal yogurt with coriander, whatever, but for this I actually made a Perinese. Just some of the marinade, the reserved marinade, I left that to eat with the rice, and also some of the marinade and mayonnaise, mix it together. Just for something a little bit different, which really complemented the rice. You'll see in the next shot how we served our food. So we had rice, we had some of the aloo chaat, and in this plate in the middle, the small bowl, that's got the Perinese in it, so it's peri sauce and mayonnaise mixed together. And in the blender pot on the right hand side, that's the peri marinade that I made. So I actually like to not use all of the marinade for Okay, I didn't realise my husband did that face. Put me off. So I like to add some of that peri marinade on the plate when we're about to eat it. And you can see how my husband's having some of the Perinese and some of the aloo chaat, and it's really tasty. Actually, having the marinade and the Perinese, it actually heightens the taste, because the rice absorbs and it takes on some of the flavour, but you kind of lose that in the cooking process, so it's nice to add some of that marinade and sauce at the side. So guys, I've talked a lot. I hope this makes sense. I hope you try it and let me know how it turned out, and all the best. Guys, during these hard times, during COVID-19 lockdown and the world descending into chaos, I just want us to pray for one another, pray for the whole Muslim Ummah, to protect us, to protect our families, to protect our children from this, and we hope that we can get back to what used to be normality as soon as possible. May Allah protect everyone's parents and your children and your families from this horrible virus. And if anything, this time should bring you closer to Allah, and you should remember Allah, and He is the one that can take all your parishani away. So I think we need to pray to Him a lot more during these difficult times. So I'm just trying to share a little bit of positivity, happiness. I'm taking the time to make these recipes in the hope that you guys try them, and in the hope that maybe there's something that I know that I can teach you that would help you. So I really hope you stick around, and please like, share, comment and subscribe. Take care. अपना ख्याल ज़रूर रखना and दुआओं में please मुझे और मेरी family को ज़रूर याद रखना. अल्लाह हाफिज़.
Like, share, comment and subscribe.